just fixing. If you're listening to this,
but they're heavy.
I'm doing something cool.
You're not.
I'm not. I wasn't fixing the microphone. Welcome back. Welcome back to Vertical Thoughts. I don't know. That's about it, really. Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, 12:11 p.m. It's a good time to be alive, you know? There's never been a better time than right now. That's why it's called the present.
Wow.
Is that why?
I think there have been better times.
Master Uguay, can we get a line?
I thought it was because today is a gift.
Today, it's really funny that you said that because there's an inside story where someone, I'm not going to name names in case they listen to this, but someone's stepdad, who we kind of don't know, but like I was with Nick, who's been on the show many times, and we were moving. They were moving us, actually. They were helping us move. And Nick was walking back from the truck empty-handed, and this gentleman was walking to the truck with something in his hands. And as he passed by Nick, he just went, today's a gift. And Nick could not handle that. He found me and told me about it immediately.
And we still say it.
I say it to him all the time. I tell him, Nick, you know, today's a gift, man. Like,
I kind of like that. I think that guy has probably like a really good gratitude practice. We
He
can
does.
learn a lot from him.
And I'm sure he lives a very happy life, but his happiness is incredibly hilarious to me. Just because it's ironic. Ironic happiness is still happiness.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, do you? I could never be that person who says things like that, though, and like meant it. I don't know. It's different strokes.
That's true.
Can I just say that I confess, rather, that I hate the expression different strokes for different folks?
Okay.
You can't just...
I hate it.
Let's talk about that then.
I hate it. Let's talk about it.
That's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's introduce our guest. Jenn.
Hello.
Jennifer. Genevieve?
Jennifer. Yeah, Jennifer.
Did I confuse you for a second?
Do you have the right guest, actually? I'm not a climber. I'm really confused why you brought me here.
Oh, no, this is a cooking show.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
You cook.
Thug
I
cooking.
do. Yeah. Chefs today, before you, I have, my full name is Jennifer, but affectionately known as Jenn. I prefer Jenn, so.
Jenn.
Yeah. Jenn, but with two N's. I will respond to Jenn with one N, but.
I like the two N's.
I like the two N's, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Aesthetically, the word looks nicer
with
two N's at the end. My last name is Wynn, and so...
If it had one N?
If we were cousins, you'd be Jenn Wynn, and it'd just be like a lot of N's.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
But welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Whatever. I'm a little confused by your tone. I'm just going to say it.
I think...
I'm getting called
You're the
out
confusing
immediately.
one.
Oh, am I? You mean I am the one being verbally ambiguous?
Wait, sorry. Is this a roast of me? Because I came prepared.
Okay.
Sorry, I had a thought and I was going to say something, but I was still drinking coffee. So
You can't do it at the same time.
I have no self-control is
yeah.
the problem. Yeah.
Like you just tried.
Yeah. So Jenn,
Hello.
contrary to popular belief, you are a climber.
Yes, I am.
And what do you do? Like, what does that entail?
Well, I'm a simple man. I see plastic on a wall and I try to climb up it.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much all there is to it. Sometimes if you're outside, you try and find your way up a large rock, and sometimes you try to make it harder, and that can make it more fun.
Yeah, people don't do that. People don't climb real rocks.
Sounds lame.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we could just like dive into that whole can of worms and open it up right now.
Just crack it.
Just crack it open. Cracking a can of worms open with the boys.
Cracking up a 6-pack of worms with the boys. You also like to make some content.
Yeah. I do have a YouTube channel. It's called JennSends. It is a YouTube channel about climbing, pretty much. I make climbing content that's for climbers of like all skill levels, just kind of like trying to unite everybody and bring people together, just through the sheer joy of mostly bouldering, because I don't know how to lead or do any kind of sport.
Well, but it's going to be a great video.
When it does happen, yeah.
Jenn climbs on lead, exclamation mark.
With lots of emojis.
Yeah.
Yeah, gone wrong in the title.
Jenn free solos because she's scared of ropes.
Yeah, I mean...
Accurate.
Sorry, free solo. What does that mean?
Truthful. I'm going to expose you right now.
Okay, let's do it.
Jenn has not seen free solo.
I just kept putting it off.
You just...
No one would watch it with me because they had already seen it.
Dude, I'll watch it over and over and over again.
And then as the time progressed and it got further and further away from me, I was like, oh, I don't know about this. And then I thought that it would be a great idea to do a reaction video where I watch Free Solo for the first time. So that is now my reason for not seeing it.
Okay.
But it's just kind of one of those things where just got away from me.
I get it. You get out of the loop and then you get further out of the loop and then you're just like...
I love my man, Alex Honnold. I actually saw him in Red Rocks. I feel like if you have friends who climb, I feel like everyone's kind of seen him once or twice. He gets around.
He's around, yeah. For sure.
But even though I hadn't seen the full movie, he when he walked around, he had an aura around him. I couldn't explain it.
Just want to smell him. Talk to him.
I feel like I'm the only person that hasn't seen him.
Oh yeah,
in person.
You're in for a treat.
For me,
Thank you.
For me, he was. I met him pre free solo, and he was overwhelmingly normal. I was almost just like, this is just a dude.
Yeah.
This is the dude, but it's just a dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is great.
Yeah, that's how
it is with our sport, I think.
That's how most people are that are a big deal,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I know you had Paul Robinson on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard because I've met people who are, I guess, on friendly basis with him, Geek Climber.
Yep.
Everyone says he's just a super nice guy.
Oh my
super
God.
down to earth.
He's
So
a
nice.
sweetheart.
Can I just say I fangirl over P-Rob
Oh my
big
God.
time.
Yeah, he's the man. We're big fans.
Liam and I bond over that. We are big fangirls.
Nice. Team Paul.
Team Paul.
Team
all the way.
Paul all the way. I just, when is he going to go on The Bachelor is my question.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Well,
Then I can really be Team Paul.
if at any point he's single,
I would like
then maybe he could go on The
to make this
Bachelor.
happen. The show's fake anyway. We don't have to get into this. Just pissed off all of America in 2 seconds. Sorry, guys.
Or maybe we could change it. We could use the structure of The Bachelor and change it into a climbing show where he's looking for his next climbing partner. So he doesn't have to be single because him and his wife are very good together. So they can stay together and then we can make it a climbing thing. Coming in 2020.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Jenn.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm so imposing.
It's okay.
Yes.
I was mid swallow and then so I hadn't regained control of my vocal cords, but I wanted to respond in a timely fashion. Yes. What was your
No response, just. What was the thought process behind starting a YouTube channel? Where did that come from?
So it's kind of interesting. I didn't start the YouTube channel with the intention of it being a climbing centered channel. I think around the time that I started the channel, it was just under my full name, no JennSends business.
Mm-hmm.
And I just made random lifestyle, fashion, just kind of meandering content. No one watched it.
Sure.
Except for my lovely boyfriend who made a playlist of all my videos and he would just put it on a loop so that it got views. Which was very sweet of him.
That's really nice.
Yeah. But then out of the blue one day I made a 1 year bouldering progress video. Cause I'd seen some of those videos for skating.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason that video got a couple of views, got around 1,000. And people just started commenting this is sick. You should do more of this. And once I noticed that all of the people who were following me, they're only other people they were subscribed to were the Dab Rats or Magnus or Eric. I was all right, you know what? I'm going to just full send this. So in December of 2018, I just started to shift my channel just into doing climbing videos. So I did climbing vlogs, climbing terminology, kind of like, yeah, a mix between vlogs and like educational content, kind of geared towards a beginner climber. Since I'm kind of more of an intermediate climber myself, I felt like I could make those videos for beginners. I didn't really have the authority to make videos for anyone else. But
Sure.
I was really surprised to see that not only beginners watch my videos, but just people kind of like to watch climbing videos, which is strange to me because, like I said, I didn't start out with the intention of making a climbing channel because I didn't really watch a lot of climbing channels. So it was only after people found me and started telling me that, like, oh no, this is actually really sick, we don't see a lot of this, that I was like, you know what, you're right, I'll give the people what they want. And it actually ended up working really well because I just really like making like climbing type content. I think that there's like a really nice like story built into it. It's really easy to be like a storyteller when you're making climbing content because there's always a conflict. There's always a problem to be solved. Like, no pun intended, but yeah, so that's kind of how the climbing channel came to be.
Cool. So mass appeal for climbers.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm big supportive. Big.
Thick
That
supportive.
big.
Thick supportive of that. Yeah. The majority of climbers do not climb. I don't want to put a number grade on it, but do not climb, V10.
Oh, for sure.
So a vast majority of climbers are in the V0 to V3 range.
Right. And I think I represent the average climber.
They're the people's champion.
I think so. Sometimes I think I'm like queen of Gumbies. Sometimes when I'm walking through
Wonderful.
the gym. But all jokes aside, I was really surprised to see that people would want to see someone like me because when I started out, I had only climbed like V3 outside. I had only climbed like V5 in my Touchstone gym, which is, I think, notoriously a little bit soft. So I was feeling a little down on myself and thinking like, is this really what I want to do? But then, yeah, people just started commenting like, it's so great to finally see someone who is like climbing around my level. I know that like the Bobats and Eric and Magnus are popular for a reason. They are legendary. But not a lot of people can relate to that.
Right.
I mean, it's not saying that you have to relate to them to enjoy watching them because it's sick being able to see someone do like a 5-move, running dyno. But I think there's an appeal in seeing someone who's like maybe just outside of what you're able to do currently and somehow just seeing that it's like attainable.
Right.
Totally. Yeah.
I think that's what's appealing about my channel. And I'm not super intimidating, not like Liam is. So yeah, I think that's part of the appeal of my channel.
It works. It does. You found a good formula.
Yeah.
And once you found your niche, I mean, that's what the internet is. It's just searching for your thing.
Yeah.
Once you're there, and people are there with you, ideally. But yeah, the majority of climbers don't climb as hard as those videos that they watch, and so it is not relatable. Is it cool to watch? Of course.
Absolutely.
However, it is refreshing sometimes. And another thing, production values. Something speaks to you. You have great production value.
Thank you.
To compliment. Do you have a background in video production?
I do not.
Okay.
In undergrad, I edited videos just for fun, like little travel vlogs just for my family and my friends. But yeah, I don't really have a formal education in production, but I will say that a lot of my editing is informed by my my attention span.
Okay.
Meaning that if you're familiar with my videos, you know that there's a lot of things that there's a lot of like ornamental stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of things that like pop out at you, a lot of handwritten stuff. And it's just because like for me, when I'm watching a video, I like to be like entertained the whole way through. And so I kind of use that to my advantage. My like overarching philosophy when I'm making a videos, like I just don't want anyone to be bored watching this. So I just take that and I run with it. I run very far with it.
Yeah, I refer to it as artistic flair.
Oh yeah.
And I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
There's something to be said about viewer retaining ship. All aboard the retaining ship. Sorry. It's great to get people to click on something. How do you hold the numbers as your video gets longer and longer?
Right. Exactly. And I think that when I was starting out, I was like, it's not going to be because I'm good at climbing.
Right. Right.
I got to hold them on in some other way. And I think as the climbing space on YouTube gets more and more, I mean, there aren't that many content creators on YouTube, I think, relatively speaking. I think
Sure.
they're going to be more probably. But I think with any niche, you have to figure out what sets you apart from other people and then just, really hone in on that brand. And my brand just happens to be, a lot of like artistic flair.
Yeah.
I like art. I like pretty things. So I just try and incorporate that as much as I can with my videos. To make them uniquely me.
Yeah. Translates to a much softer experience, I think, than most climbing videos.
Yeah.
A lot of climbing videos are super it's a very aggressive sport.
Sporty.
Yeah. So I mean that tends to be the trend with climbing videos. Even professional production climbing videos, tend to be kind of aggressive because the sport is so impressive.
Right.
And just by nature of what it is, specifically bouldering.
I was
Definitely.
gonna say bouldering of all like types of climbing. Bouldering is the most aggressive.
It
and,
is
like,
very-
strength based.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very intense.
Definitely.
And it's nice to have that kind of softened up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think that I kind of had that thought as well, that we needed a little bit more of a kindness and a gentleness with bouldering. I have some videos actually that talk about getting over the fear of falling and getting over just bouldering anxiety. And I didn't think that I would have a lot of people resonate with that. I thought it was kind of, as an anxious person, maybe that's just a me problem, but hey, let's just put it into the world anyway. And I got so much like feedback and a lot of, I don't know, I think I got a lot of support from people saying, I've never heard anyone put words to what I'm feeling.
Right.
But I do have this crazy performance anxiety when I'm climbing in front of others. And not to make like generalizations, but it's a lot of women, a lot of female climbers will reach out to me and say, I have this like perfectionist tendency to myself. I feel like scared to do dynos. I feel scared to make a fool of myself in front of people. So it's really nice to see you address this issue because it is an issue. And it's something that I hope that I can encourage people, myself included, to, think about and hopefully, address it in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like a lot of responsibility to the face she made right when I said the word responsibility? Like
She said, miss me with
the responsibility.
dodging your responsibility.
So I feel like the answer is going to be yes. Do you feel a lot of responsibility like to keep up with your climbing and to keep improving and because people are watching you, and when people send you messages, because we get messages from people a lot too, like that we've affected them in this way or another, and it's awesome to hear. It's really encouraging, but sometimes it's also like
It can be daunting, for sure.
Yeah, you
Stressful,
feel like a
for
little bit
sure.
responsible.
Yeah, I do. I think especially as I started going outside, since I'm not great at climbing outside because I don't do it very often. And since the channel has gotten a little bit bigger, people start recognizing me at crags like Bishop or Stony. And I do get this kind of performance anxiety because, I feel like I have to perform. But at the end of the day, I realize that people aren't watching me because, I'm good at climbing. They're watching me because I hope that they care about me and my my progress. Mm-hmm. So in that kind of vein, I do want to show that I'm getting, some progress. But I think a really good example of that, where like content creation can affect your climbing is like Jeremy from Eat, Sleep, Climb, Repeat. Because I know he has this goal of climbing V5 in basically a year. And I think that recently he's been like under some stress because it's really daunting to put yourself out there into the world and to have this like concrete goal and have people have that expectation weighing down on you. And that's not a fun thing to feel when you're climbing. But yeah, I think that's just something that happens when you invite a bunch of strangers into your climbing journey. You now feel like eyes on you every single tantrum you have on the wall, every single fall. I think that has been pretty much the only drawback with my channel is being outside and not feeling like I can feel my natural course of emotions, because I'm a very emotional person.
Sure.
And if I fall on a project that I think, that I thought was going to go, I might get a little emotional about it. I won't like punch the wall like I've seen people do, but
it's not very impressive when that happens.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel more of a need to perform as a like friendly, happy person all the time, rather than perform in my climbing ability, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you assert yourself as a brand, changes everything.
Oh yeah, you're representing your brand wherever you go.
Changes the way people see you, changes the way you feel people see you.
Mm-hmm.
It changes you. It really does. I've always been branding myself since I was very young. I've always done that kind of thing. When I was young, I tried to make gaming YouTube videos, emphasis on tried. And, so I've always been just branding myself. So I'm used to acting like a figure of interest, I guess, but I've never been one. So, but content creation is kind of like that, where you throw something at the wall until something sticks.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And speaking with Jeremy, Sleep, Eat, Climb, Repeat, he didn't necessarily expect it to stick as well as it did.
Right.
And so that's when the pressure starts to build.
Yeah, he was kind of like, oh crap.
Yeah. As when you're like, all of a sudden you have all these people holding you accountable to something that is maybe misguided for them, not for him.
Right.
And I've chatted with him about this a little bit. And I like that you said that, your viewers just supporting you and being a fan of you,
right,
as opposed to wanting something from you.
Right. Which is strange when you see people almost look like they get offended when someone's not trying their hardest to get that goal. It's a personal thing. I don't know. I don't want to feel like I'm your trained monkey.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a human.
We're in a weird era of consumer entitlement.
Oh,
where
definitely.
We have to stop for a second and realize that we have so much to consume so easily at our fingertips, and people work so hard. I'm talking to you. You listening? People work so hard on creating things, and there's just this weird air of entitlement of just, I want more, I want different, I want better, make what I want to consume. It's not how it works.
And a lot of times the people that you're consuming content from, they have full-time jobs, and this is their passion project. I wouldn't even call it a side hustle, because a hustle, I would think that you're like making some money from it.
Yeah.
Hustles generally have returns.
And for a lot of content creators I know, it's a huge investment. Like the time that you put into it, the amount of gear that you need, it's a lot. And so, yeah, I think it's a little unfair to hold content creators, especially kind of smaller to mid-sized content creators, to that standard, because, we're all just trying to do our best, and we're doing this because we like it. We're not we're not like a whole production team trying to have like a clean story arc. This is just like our lives. And life is messy, and that's what makes it great. And I think that's why the vlog style channels, like, they resonate so much with people. You get invested into like a group of friends or a person, and the trials and tribulations of their life. And so it's nice when people understand that a life is a life, and it can be messy sometimes, and unexpected things can happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think consumer entitlement really drives me crazy in that way. I've watched it a lot with Jeremy, specifically seeing people ask really pointed questions about that. And I do just want to encourage those who consume content, specifically from independent creators, just support them. Don't support or follow someone because they promise to do something. Support or follow someone because they aspired to do something in the beginning. Just the fact that they're shooting for the stars. Just the fact that they're trying to make something happen, that should be enough, I think.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
Concrete goals, numbers, they're arbitrary. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. If progression is being made in any way, mentally, physically, it's positive. It's healthy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Back off. Sorry.
Yeah.
And Jeremy doesn't need me to defend him. He does a great job of answering these questions and explaining himself.
I know. I really need to applaud him for the way that he answers like repetitive, pointed questions, because he gets them all the time. Like, he's always so, I don't know, just well spoken, and calm and understanding. I think sometimes he's even upset about it, but he doesn't really let that show.
Yeah. The
I feel
patience with this
Yeah.
guy.
I assume
He's
it's very
patient.
upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm upset by it.
know.
I get really upset.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
his behalf. Yeah.
So let's talk semantics, right?
All right.
That sentence didn't mean anything.
I know. I was like,
Totally,
what the
that was
hell
meaningless.
does that mean?
If you just say words, listen up. If you say words backed by enough confidence, yeah, you get away with anything, dude. Just bend and twist English. Just twist it around. It's like a pretzel.
There's so many more things I could say, and it would pass if I just had Liam's voice.
The
I
voice
do
of the
agree.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the people want.
So, Jen,
Yes.
anything exciting upcoming?
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that. There's a lot coming up actually.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I'm quitting my job.
Wow.
Um,
Congrats.
Thank you. As some of my followers know, I will be going to graduate school at the end of this year. I think maybe like around August. And at the end of January, which is like around the time where I'm going to be interviewing, this is kind of like preparation for my grad school interviews, I think.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be similar, which is the reason I'm here.
Sure.
But around interview time, I am going to be quitting my 9-to-5 job, and I'm pretty much only going to be dedicating like my full day, all my days, to JennSends between January and August. And what that means is, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of collaborations happening. I have a fun collaboration. It will probably already be out by the time this podcast is up.
Yeah, I think so.
Or at least it will have been filmed with friend of the podcast, Geek Climber, right?
Jason.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Jason.
Sorry. He goes by Geek Climber, if you're listening to this. He told me
Right.
that, and I fudged it up. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, first name Geek, last name Climber.
Yeah. Like a spring name. Sorry, never mind.
I got that.
Okay.
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very excited for that. A little nervous. It's a tension board competition. I've never been on a tension board. Overhang are actually
They're hard.
my least favorite thing. So we'll see. We'll see about that. I know people don't follow me for my climbing skills, but I don't know if they're ready for this.
I think certainly, even if they don't, they will probably enjoy seeing the challenge.
Right, definitely.
I think it's gonna make it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It definitely will.
I hope that he adds funny.
Make sure you cry.
That will not be hard. And the scary thing is, it's a video for his channel, so
Right.
he can cut and paste it however he likes. If I have a meltdown, he'll probably put it in the thumbnail. I'm just kidding.
I would. Would you?
I mean, I probably would.
Dude, straight up, Liam would.
Absolutely.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, I'm all about championing vulnerability, and I think if I cry, I cry. What are you gonna do about it? Call me a baby? Whatever.
Fight.
I am baby.
I'll cry when you call me a baby.
I'll cry more.
Cry a lot.
Is that what you want?
Do you feel strong? Do you feel like a man?
Yeah.
When you push me around?
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you feel... Sorry, that's the fourth time in the last 24 hours that I've quoted that song
I can't believe it's
nonchalantly.
happening again.
It just keeps becoming relevant. Listen, I don't make the rules, okay? I just play the game. I'm just a player.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It is exciting.
I also am actually doing that with Jason.
Crying?
Crying on the tension board, yes. So I am doing it sometime in January.
It's awesome.
I'm also nervous because I will probably cry also.
Is it going to be a head-to-head competition where you're climbing the same thing? Do you know?
I believe that is how it is going to be formatted.
That's scary. Can you do a muscle up?
I don't know. Honestly, this is going to sound crazy to every male climber out there, but I've just never tried. Really? I don't spend much time doing actual exercising or workouts. Mostly just climbing.
I think that's a good thing. I mean, I think another thing about my channel that I really like is that a lot of people just have randomly been like recommended my videos, even though they've like never had heard of bouldering, and they're like, what's this? And I mean, I gotta say thank you, YouTube, for surfacing the videos to non-climbers.
Sure.
But I just think it's a really good way indoor climbing, I guess specifically. It's just like a really good way of like gamifying exercise.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people have kind of like troubled or fraught relationships with exercise in general. And I mean, to a lot of people, it's no fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that climbing is just a good way, aside from like, you know, all the history and everything good about climbing, if nothing else, just like a nice way of moving around. I mean, what I'm saying is probably kind of like, you know, I sound like a heretic for, you know, like the old school climbers, because I'm also one of those, as someone who's only been climbing for like 2.5 years.
Sure.
One of those people who thinks, you know, if you climb inside only, that's okay. No need to go outside if you don't feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
Where I've met a lot of people who, if they've been climbing like 7, I think, years or more, they're like, oh, you climb inside to go outside.
Right.
You train inside. Oh, that's training. That's training for outside, because that none of the inside stuff matters. It's all just so you can like wrestle a rock outside. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean,
I like inside.
yeah, we foster those ideals here on the show.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be fun, I think. I mean, they wouldn't have done it in the beginning if it wasn't kind of fun, right? They weren't just like, I just gotta climb this rock because I have to for no other reason. I hate this, but I'm so good. Like,
yeah.
They had fun. They enjoyed it. They've always been having fun climbing rocks. That's what it's all about. If you have the most fun indoors, do it indoors,
Do it indoors.
Yeah. You go up to that old freaking Stone Master gym and he's out there. He's like, oh, you new school climbers. You punch him right in the face, dude.
You punch him in the face, you turn around and do like a coordination dyno.
He's probably...
That's like the equivalent of dunking on him.
Shoot.
Yeah. He's probably pretty strong, so you run afterwards. You run fast.
Oh, yeah.
Because Stone Master Jim is probably ripped, you know? Those guys always are. He's probably like 75 and still just cranking pull-ups like they're nothing.
Yeah.
Those guys always blow my mind. But the important thing is mutual respect.
Definitely.
Right? For the different schools of climber. And there is a new generation of climber.
Mm-hmm.
And you are their mom.
I think so. Yes, I'm the mother.
Yes. The new school climbing mom.
Yeah.
NSCM.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Jenn. The mother of the new generation of climbers. That's so many syllables, though. That's like 1,000 syllables.
I know.
It's
You're
okay.
talking
It can
so
kind of
much
be
right
like,
now.
you know, like a
Climb
Daenerys type of title. I have not seen Game of Thrones, but I know she has a long title.
Climb mom.
Yeah.
I'm going to start that.
Climb
Hashtag
mom.
climb mom.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that. I hope that my videos have some kind of like maternal energy too. You mentioned a softness.
Yep.
I think that they're gentle and fun. So I'll own that. I'll own Climb Mom.
Everyone who's listening to this, you better start hashtagging everything with hashtag climb mom and tagging Jenn.
Yeah. I want to see it.
I'm going to do that.
It's good. I definitely am too. Another great idea born on this show, right in this studio.
We've had like 7 good ideas today.
This is just a factory for good ideas, is what this is.
Just this area of the loft in our home, the factory of good ideas.
Yes. Our studio here in downtown Seattle. I change the location every time. You don't know where we are. They do. They definitely do. I've definitely said where we live on the show inadvertently. Yes. So, how's it going for you? How has YouTube treated you?
It's interesting. I think that recently it's been a little challenging. I think just because being able to balance YouTube with my job, with graduate applications, your passion project is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to bring you joy, but sometimes you can make it sound like or make it feel like a job.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been a little bit burnt out recently. But I think that's natural. I think that, I mean, you made the decision to make Vertical Thoughts into a season style.
Right.
Instead of like a weekly or once every 2 week style podcast. And I wonder whether that had anything to do with it.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Became impractical and exhausting.
It's weird to think about how the way we consume media has changed so much. When you think about a television show, very rarely is it released once a week for the entire year for 10 years. But now I think with the rise of like daily vloggers and YouTubers, people have that expectation for you to just be on all the time. And I don't know, I think it can get kind of exhausting. But I think that the people who follow me are very supportive and very understanding of that. So I don't feel really guilty when I do. I'm just trying to convince myself. It's like trying to smile to make yourself happy.
Sure.
But I'm trying to get over the feeling of just like overwhelming guilt when I don't post. But so recently it's just kind of been, a little bit slow. But I think that the prospect of next year and having all of that time just to work on my passion project full time is going to be a blast. And yeah. I know for a fact I'm going to be visiting England in April because my cousin goes to Cambridge. And I think maybe, just maybe, if I stop by London, I might run into 2 female climbing YouTubers. Who knows? I'm just like I'm speaking it into existence. Yeah. That's what I think is going to be maybe like climbing highlight of the year. Because it'll be 2020, so Jason, Geek Climber, don't worry, you're not included in this.
Yeah, we're in this year still. It's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, it is difficult to balance something like that. And
definitely.
There's I shouldn't say it's weird, there's just a very rapid speed at which content's consumed nowadays. And we had several people being like, oh, we like the weekly episodes. And I was like, I bet you do. I like the weekly episodes too. If someone else made them.
Yeah, it's like, do you got that weekly episode money though?
It's doing anything, producing anything of any kind takes not only time, but effort and sometimes money.
Yeah, just capital of all forms.
Yeah.
Just so much.
And I don't just secrete capital. So unfortunately I have to work for it elsewhere.
Recently, I think it was just yesterday, somebody asked me, oh, Brooke, how's the podcast going? And I was like, great. We are on a season break right now. And it's, it's going fantastic. We record an episode when we want. We don't when we don't want to. And I'm feeling great right now.
Yeah, it's nice to be off the clock in a certain way. And our listeners and viewers are generally very understanding with us. I think we're blessed in that way. And we have very little people being demanding. So the entitled consumerism that I spoke about, we haven't experienced it with this show necessarily.
Yeah. And I think that also speaks to the level of pressure that you just put on yourself as a creator. Very rarely does it only come from an external source. I think that we all set very high expectations for ourselves. And I think that's a good thing. But I think that it also comes at a price sometimes.
Certainly.
Where, we have high expectations, and when we're not on all the time, we don't perform to those expectations, we get down on ourselves. We feel the pressure. So it's just like, everyone out here, vibe check, make sure you're okay.
Yep.
I think that's like super important. Take care of yourself first. And that's something I've also tried to say on I think mostly on my Instagram is where I feel like I can be most vulnerable.
Sure.
I think there's something interesting about feeling more comfortable with being vulnerable to complete strangers on the internet than just like being open in real life. So if you go on my Instagram, you'll see some posts with very long captions about, feeling shy and lonely, just, all that good relatable content.
Right.
So I just want everyone to know that it's completely normal to feel that way. And the more people we have out there talking about it, talking about creator burnout, talking about self-care and self-awareness, I think the better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mental health is very important.
Yeah.
Maybe the most important. Because if you are mentally unhealthy, the rest of the world's going to suck. Truly. That's just the way it works.
Yeah.
Because if your vision of what's around you is tainted, then what you gonna do?
Yeah. And Liam and I were talking about this recently, actually. Like when your mental health is poor, like your physical health follows it.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. Yeah. Everything lines right up behind your mental health.
Right. Yeah.
So, sad boy gang for life. But also, let's wrap this shit up. Let's get happy ASAP.
For sure. Yeah.
So I have a non-climbing question for you. I did
Absolutely
not know.
not.
Shush. I did not know that you were going to grad school.
I am.
And I'm really interested on like what you are doing.
That is.
What for? What you do?
What is that?
So I am going to be going to graduate school for neuroscience. I will be getting my, hopefully, if it goes well, I will be getting a PhD in neuroscience. I mean, unless the YouTube just takes off. I think I'm on track for hopefully being Dr. Sends.
Dr. Sends.
Yeah.
God, that's good.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple of interviews, but I haven't really decided whether or not I want to do neuroscience or biochemistry, because there are different programs I've applied to. But come August, I will be going down that road, higher education.
The high education.
Yeah.
Send it.
Yeah, Jenn sending her education to the next level.
Jenn punts her college career.
Not cool, Liam. Not
Sorry,
cool.
I just think it'd be a funny title. Jenn punts college ?
It is really funny.
Another great idea.
Yeah.
You can do well in college, and we'll just pretend for video or episode's sake.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. Always wanted to be a scientist my whole life, so that is what I intend to do, is be a scientist.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have your undergrad then in like bio?
Yeah, I graduated in 2018 with a degree in neuroscience. So neuroscience degree in undergrad attained, and then hopefully we'll, take those skills and flex them in grad school, hopefully. I don't know.
Flex them up. A lot of people that I know, like that did undergrad in some kind of science, said that when they went to grad school, they realized that they really did not know anything about it until they went to grad school and used it, and they were like, now I actually feel like I'm learning for once. Yeah. Now it all kind of comes together in like a way that you can apply your knowledge and like have new thoughts and ideas.
Yeah, I think learning by doing is super valid, and I think that's the way I learn best. Not by reading a book. Like that's
and taking a test. Like
no.
You can do well there and still not really have like a full scope knowledge of your
So
subject.
that's why I'm excited for grad school. I get to play around with some science and hopefully learn me some things.
Yeah. Well, we're excited for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good for you.
And we're excited for all the video content in the process.
Thank you.
Before you go.
Yeah. Definitely.
And hopefully I'll still release content. Whoa, she got a Southern accent.
That's a little twang there, yeah.
She got a Southern accent.
Release that content.
Hello.
Ms. Sends.
And we're back. So, and I hope to continue to release content when I'm in grad school. I specifically applied to schools that I knew had good climbing around them. So, I mean, even if I don't continue with the channel, if it's just too much, then I'll still be able to climb because I'm first and foremost a climber, and then YouTuber second.
Yeah.
Climbing
definitely.
preceded the YouTube.
Yep. And you can just start, I don't know, making an Instagram post. There's lots of ways to share your content.
Definitely.
So
I mean, if anything else, I could find someone whose name rhymes with Jenn, just give the channel to them.
There you go.
Find a Ben, change it to JennSends. That sounded so wrong. I almost just said JennSends again.
Ben Sends.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
I like it too. I'm Ben now.
Or even better, it's Ben's Sends.
Ben's.
Ben apostrophe S Sends.
I love that. Yeah.
Ben and all of his sends. Ben, if you're listening to this,
Hit me up.
We are formatting this for you.
Hit me up if you. Yeah, I need like an apprentice.
Yeah, there you go. An intern.
Yeah.
Jenn's intern.
Liam can be Ben. I'm looking at him. He looks like a Ben.
Insert white person name here, honestly. Just
I know. Any white name, Liam fits it.
Kevin, Jake, James, whatever you want to throw at me.
Liam's almost a little bit too interesting of a name for
You're
a
right.
white
I'm
person.
very plain and boring looking. So the name just doesn't fit. Yeah. The other Liams, the Neesons, the Hemsworths, they're far greater than I will ever be.
If it helps at all, his real name is not Liam. It's William.
Oh.
Yes, Sir William.
He looks like a William.
To you, yeah.
Sir William.
Yeah. You guys see A Night Before Christmas? Don't. It's bad.
I've seen the reaction videos, so I think I've seen the video.
That's how I feel.
Wow.
It's the Vanessa Hudgens movie, right?
Yep, with the budget Heath Ledger.
Oh,
Rest
man.
in peace.
Yeah. But it's bad. Don't watch it. Anything else? You got anything else to say to your fans, your viewers, listeners of Vertical Thoughts, all the famous people who will undoubtedly be listening to this?
I guess if I had to say anything, it would just be well. We touched a little bit on mental health in this episode. We didn't. That's a whole separate episode you could listen to just right after this one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just like I said, vibe check in with yourself. Know that if you watch and like my content, I love you so much. And I see you, and I'm really grateful for you. And I also kind of want to touch on, like, if you are interested in making a YouTube channel, I think that you have my, like, full support. I think that people should record themselves climbing way more often than they do, because first of all, it'll make me feel better when I'm filming myself in the gym.
Sure.
But I think that one of the best parts about my YouTube channel is being able to watch my videos from a year ago and just see how much I've improved. Sometimes you can't really, you feel like you're stagnating. You feel like you're in a plateau, and it feels really bad. But you don't see all of the little, like, I don't know, the subtleties, the changes in technique, the more coordinated footwork. I think that even if you don't have a YouTube channel, if you don't start one, just start filming yourself. That's been one of the best lessons that I've learned with my channel is, you never know what you'll learn from filming yourself climbing. So if I had one piece of advice that I could give to you, I think that would be one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm a big fan of filming myself climbing. I'm so vain.
Straight to Instagram.
Yeah.
I know. I wish I filmed myself a little bit more often, but I think and you were talking about this a little bit earlier, I think I just I'm not, like, that proud of my climbing. Like, I don't think it's quite so filmable, even though I think we might climb, like, around the same level. Probably. And I don't know. I just don't think it's filmable, but it should be. No matter what level you're at, you should film
Absolutely.
yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's a really good point, because I had a video of myself, like, a couple years ago of me on, like, a V3, and it was the first time I had sent that particular climb. Like, I had been working on it for a couple of weeks, and I knew that I was about to send it because I just fell off of it, and it really pissed me off. And I was like, okay, I'm going to send it this time. I know, because I'm angry. And so I had someone take a video of it, and I like watching that video.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not a very hard climb, and I'm a little messy on it, but I like watching it because it reminds me of how hard I've worked and where I used to be. So.
Yeah, totally valid reason to film yourself. And you never know what am I going to say? You never know what's going to happen after you press that record button.
Mm-hmm.
You never know whether you might catch your one and only shot of, sending a project. So I think that you can't go into filming something with the expectation that something grand is going to happen. But I think that that's all the more reason to film, because then you have a log of all your tries, all of your different betas. And yeah, that's one thing that I wish I had done when I was just starting out, is filming myself, like, just from the get-go. I think it would have been a little bit, I don't know. I just think that the experience of looking back on little baby climber version of yourself, little baby hands, it's something just so poetic about that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I have anything more to say about that. I think that's
it.
That's it.
No more for you, listeners. That's it. That's all we got for you today. I will follow up these thoughts with saying that we're happy to be back in the studio.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We missed you guys.
Yep. It's been a nice break, and it was important, but I have missed it. And we're happy to be talking climbing again, because I got some stuff to say. Which is crazy, because I had 32 episodes of it last season. I'm still going.
Liam still has more to say, guys. Don't worry. He will never run out.
He's like, and another thing.
One more thing. Always got to get the last word in, doesn't he? That's right. Good night, good day, whatever it is. Have fun. Jenn, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll see you again sometime.
Hopefully.
sometime soon.
We'll work it out. Don't you guys worry about it.
We're gonna go climb now.
We're gonna go climb.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sick. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.